What's up, guys? Welcome to the third round here with Saheeli. We lost the die roll this time, so we're on the draw. But looks like we got a good opener here, right? We got turn 1 Opt, turn 2 Remand, or Spreading Seas. So yeah, I think this is a great hand. Definitely a keep. Let's see what we're up against. Plains. Private Inspector. This is another mono white taxes deck. Come on. Come on. Alright, at least there's no turn 1 Aethervial, right? I'm going to lead with Flooded for the same reasons as I've done in the past games. You know, we don't want to get messed up by a turn 2 Leonin Arbiter. And then not have access to mana. Squadron Hawk. Okay, is this like mono white Hawks? Yeah, that's going to resolve, unfortunately. I don't think we have too easy of a way of winning a matchup like this. We kind of just hope that they don't have a lot of pressure. Let's go ahead and I think we shock here, just so we have double blue and double white. And we'll go ahead and cast Opt. Spreading Seas, not really the matchup for it, so I'm going to bottom that. And Remand, not a bad card, but we're just going to dig for probably the combo in one turn. Or maybe we can tempo them here. And then like land Saheeli. But we'll see. Like we don't really have a clear avenue to victory. Oh, Monument. Okay. Right. I forgot that that's probably what the deck is. Ketra's Monument. Okay, cool. Well, there's the Guardian, which means that if we go Saheeli uptick and we see a land, then we're probably set. With that said, I'm going to play it a little more safely. I want to counter that Oketra's Monument one more time, just to make sure that that play is literally available to us, so that we're not just throwing away a Saheeli. Alternatively, if they don't play anything, we can go Snapcaster Mage Opt, which is also one of the great benefits of. But yeah. Maybe I should have left up red in case we draw both. Okay, now we have the land, and we know that they don't have the third land. Or the fourth land. Alright. So overall, let's go ahead and put Serum Visions on the bottom. And we're set to combo. So if they want to go ahead and resolve that Oketra's Monument, they can. Oh, okay. So now they can not only resolve the Oketra's. Ooh, honor. Oh, Honor of the Pure. What? Oh, that's unexpected. Okay. All right. You got me there, OP. You got me there. All right. There's another Squadron Hawk. Oof. Okay. So here's what we can do. Can play Feldar Guardian, target our planes, and go ahead and shock that. And now we can keep up Remand for Oketra's Monument. Poof, that's another planes. We kind of just have to hope that they don't have like Path to Exile. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and remand that. And let's see what our opponent wants to do here. Do they want to path our Feldar Guardian, which we couldn't stop anyways, right? Remand does not stop Path to Exile here, which is why I was comfortable doing that. The question is, are they holding up mana this turn instead of playing another Squadron Hawk? Okay, so they play a Squadron Hawk, and now we should get them, because they played a land this turn. There we go. And this is why you play Saheeli, because sometimes you just can't win from certain board states. You just can't. Our opponent's going to put us to the test here. Do I know how to do my combo? I do. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, guys. And I'll see you guys soon. Alright, our opponent ended up conceding once we showed them that we knew what we were doing. Thankfully, they did not make me do it all. Alright, so verdicts are going to be pretty good here. So is wear tear. Outside of that, maybe Jace. We did see Honor of the Pure though. I don't know if I like Dispel in this matchup. If it's enough to really. Alright, I think I can cut again against a mono white deck. I feel pretty comfortable cutting like all the spreading seas. A Johnny and Helix, like they're one shot removal. So not sure if that's where we want to be. Click might just be. Oh no, Click is not good against Squadron Hawk though. Yeah, Click is horrible against Squadron Hawk, right? So probably Helix and a Johnny are best. There's also an argument for Ceremonious Rejection to hit only the Monument, but that's a little loose, in my opinion. Maybe we could cut a Path because they don't have any like major threats. So maybe like one rejection. Let's see how that goes. Because like pathing a Thraben Inspector or a Squadron Hawk or anything like that feels pretty horrible. So maybe Path is just not right for this matchup. And just as we say that, boom, boom, double Path. But this turn we can lead on Serum Visions. Oh, yeah, Mana Tithe? Jeez, they scared me. What is going on? Probably don't need another Bolt at this point, but I'll take another land. Because we have Bolt and we have Snap Bolt and we have double Path. Sure. So they've got their Squadron Hawk army going. I think this Verdict's going to do a lot of work, but only if we can answer Enoketra's Monument down the line. And here I'll just play out this Scalding Tarn and pass the turn. The good thing is we're not under a lot of pressure, and for all we know, they cited in a lot of interaction for our combo, which may do us a lot of work when we're playing the control role. Anyways, they have the Monument. What I'm going to do is, because we did play some amount of Ceremonious Rejection, I'm going to opt in response. Remand. At this point, I think it's a little too slow. And here we can just go end step, snap, opt. Or if we're planning on casting Supreme Verdict next turn, then we can just go Serum Visions here. And so we don't have to use up our Snapcaster Mage. And this is great, actually. Seeing this tear on top of our deck basically means that we don't have to sweep up the board next turn. We can sweep up the board in 2 turns and just take time off next turn, destroying this Oketra's Monument. It also means we get to save our Snapcaster Mage to destroy future Oketra's Monuments. Yep. So our opponent is going to flood the board pretty well. And they get their last Squadron Hawk in their hand. Good for them. But again, because our plan is to Verdict, I'm not going to use up any of the spot removal. Here, I'll play, I guess, the Steam Vents, and we can fetch up basic Plains next turn. Okay. Oof. That's 1, 2, 3. That's 10 damage. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Wear here to destroy it. Oh my god, what? Oh, I could have gotten both. What am I doing? I'm an idiot. Sorry, guys. My head's not where it's supposed to be right now. Oh, okay. Alright. As long as they don't have, some sort of way to recoup from this. And then Serum Visions, maybe for another land. Probably not Bolt. Land is okay, because in case we want to go Snap Verdict next turn, we have the option to, right? a lot of lands. That's a Squadron Hawk, which we can answer fairly easily with a Lightning Bolt. Alright, alright. That's kind of good for us, I think. I'm just going to go ahead and pass the turn here. I don't think we need to make a move. We can Lightning Bolt it when it goes to combat. And the fact that their creatures are still in bolt range, pretty good for us. Interesting. They have no plays here. So I'm tempted to go end step opt here. Let's go ahead. We have a lot of blue. Let's go just make sure we have enough white sources. Yeah, end step opt is just great. I don't know if they play things like Restoration Angel. Ooh, Ceremonious Direction. Not quite. Not quite. Not quite what I'm looking for anymore. The question is, do I go down to 1? I think so. I think the difference between 1 and 0 are pretty negligible. So, 1 and 0, 2 and 1, obviously. Bottom, top, and here we'll just go ahead and attack. Alternatively, we could have gone Saheeli down tick. Oh, Condemn, which would have worked out, oddly enough. Condemn feels like it's pretty bad against us. Yep, we'll keep Snap on top. Maybe I should have kept up two Path to Exiles in case of something weird. Oblivion Ring, yeah, I kind of expected something weird like that. But at least we have Snapcaster Mage to flashback Wear Tear. Anwar. I'll go and just path that right now. No need to let it survive. And I think we'll do a pretty good job stabilizing next turn. Alternatively, I can actually wear right now. Yeah. Let's do that right now. That way I can go -2. Saheeli -2 on Snapcaster Mage. And get some extra value going there. We'll target Serum Visions. And we'll cast Serum Visions. Oh, okay. Good stuff, good stuff. I think I'll keep Saheeli on top. That's just more Snapcaster Mages, basically. Especially against an opponent that plays at sorcery speed. We're going to have to basically try to win as fast as we can here, though. Because we are at 2 life, and our opponent is drawing threats that are likely very out of bolt range. What's nice is, though, it looks like our opponent is just passing. So here I think we can take 1 turn off. Just get some scry value. And in a couple turns we can really go off, depending on what our opponent does. I don't want to like expend all our resources to try to kill our opponent and then just barely get there and lose to 1 threat. Okay. Do we have a Bolt in the Grave? We do have a Bolt in the Grave. So we could get aggressive here, and I think I will. Like I said, the longer this game goes on, the worse it is for us. Remand's not bad. I'm going to go ahead and make a copy. Target Serum Visions. Keep the cards flowing. Alternatively, I could have bolted them, I guess, but that, again, could get messed up by something like Condemn. Yeah, that's 2 great cards. Let's go top in case things just go really horrible. I guess we could go for the kill here, right? We still have Path to Exile and Remand. Yeah, let's just go for the kill. I have a feeling our opponent has nothing. And there we go. What I was going to do there was, obviously target Snapcaster Mage, Bolt, and then we have lethal. But yeah, that's Opt Saheeli. I think Opt really gives a lot of consistency to the deck overall. I hope you enjoyed the matches there against all relatively kind of tier 2-ish decks. But you just got to see the power of it and kind of the consistency. And of course, we didn't win match 2, but I guess we'll talk about that in the closing statements. So I'll see you guys real soon. Well, guys, thanks so much for sticking around for the closing statements here. So let's talk about the deck. Overall, I think it performed really well. I might be biased, of course, because I really like Saheeli and Jeskai Saheeli in Modern. I think it's a really underrated archetype. We were able to beat Green-Black Rock, which is historically a horrible matchup. The fact that they have access to not only Abrupt Decay, but Tarmogoyf, Liliana of the Veiled, our Confidant, Tireless Tracker, generally that's just a really horrific matchup for us. It's kind of like a bloodbath. I remember, I think I recorded against it one other time, and it was piloted by Todd Stevens, so maybe pilot affects it, but we just got massacred. So generally, what I learned from that match there was that Celestial Colonnade is where we want to be. Colonnade is this card that, like I said, mitigates flood. If you're flooding, at least you have something to put it into. And it also provides a secondary win con. Look, you're drawing lands, you're drawing removal spells. You need to close out the game somehow, right? Colonnade does that perfectly. Now, we don't need it as much as, like, Jeskai Control plays, like, 3 or 4, because generally we play this tempo plan rather than this control plan. With that said, I think Colonnade is perfect for this deck. And 2, I think, is the correct amount. Overall, this configuration, this 75, I think, is near optimal. I think not many decks can get away with playing 4 Opt and 4 Serum Visions. I think a deck like ours, first of all, which is a tempo deck, it's also a combo and a control deck. It's kind of all these archetypes mixed into one. And we're the kind of deck that has this cheap removal, cheap interaction, and a low overall curve that lets us abuse this cheap cantrip, this added consistency. And so usually I used to play 22 lands with only 4 Serum Visions and 4 Spreading Seas and 4 Remands and like 2 Wall of Omens. Now we play 21 lands, we cut 1 wall, and we add 4 Opts, and we cut some of our top end, right? We don't play Verdict, we don't play PN Kira, we don't play Jace. And our deck is just overall a lot more consistent in the early game and more dedicated to consistently drawing the combo. And if we're not drawing the combo, we're controlling what our opponent is doing. The thing is, game 1, it's a lot easier to combo because our opponent either doesn't expect it or doesn't have the necessary interaction. In game 2 is where we can really configure, look, okay, maybe we don't want to play the tempo game or the combo game. We want to play the control game. We want to play Verdicts and Jace and Ajani and Clicks to beat them in the air, So I think with that in mind, the deck is very versatile and can shift into another game plan entirely for games 2 and 3. Which is what I really like. And the fact that we have 4 Opt and 4 Serum Visions just gives us all this consistency. Like, we're almost always doing something on turn 1. And that's what's really important in Modern. Almost every deck does something on turn 1. Whether it's Merfolk with Cursecatcher or Aether Vial. Whether it's Green-Black X decks with Thoughtseize or Grixis Shadow. Or something or the other. We have these proactive things to do on turn 1 rather than just reactive things. Which is really important because sometimes Lightning Bolt is dead in a matchup. Sometimes Path to Exile is dead in a matchup. Having these 8 cantrips to consistently draw the cards you need for a certain matchup is so critical. So critical. And having your own consistent proactive plan to draw into when you don't need to be reactive, again, is so very important. So in the matchups we saw, Spreading Seas didn't play much of a role. I still think Spreading Seas is a great card in today's meta. We didn't see some of the big players like Eldrazi-Tron or Shadow or Valakut and things like that. But I think this card is absolutely invaluable in most matchups. And so we didn't get to see that today, but if you're new to the deck, just know that these few reps aren't necessarily indicative of every card's performance, right? Remand didn't do so hot in this, showing. But it has its moments. It really does, especially when we're playing the tempo game and we're on the play and things like that. The game can just be so devastating against even slightly slower decks. And I was playing against Grixis Shadow yesterday, and it got really close, really, really close. But the fact that Remand can target your own spells is so important in a meta that's becoming growingly more controlling, and all these counter spells. So Remand is kind of like this winner in all in all counterspell fights, right? Because it's almost a hard counter for any other counter. You know, you play Lightning Bolt, your opponent plays Dispel. Okay, let me remand my Lightning Bolt. I get to still draw a card, and I get to still recast Lightning Bolt. So that's what I really love about remand. It kind of plays both roles in the tempo game and the control game. It's obviously very bad in the aggro matchups like Burn, Affinity. With that said, unless you're flooded on remands, there's usually times where you can find some key turn to use remand to your best of your abilities against those types of decks still. But yeah, overall, I think 21 lands and this 60 configuration is really solid. Having that main deck Dispel, I think, is really solid, even though we didn't use it. Just so consistent, so consistent. I'm really looking forward to refining the build more. And this is probably, for the next big tournament, it's probably more or less what I'm going to be taking. And I have it foiled out in real life, so that's exciting. And then, of course, sideboard, again, can be configured to your own, wants and needs, etc. Rest in Peace, I'm not sure if it should be Relic, because Relic I would have snap brought into the green-black X matchup. Rest in Peace is kind of harder to bring because it automatically neuters Snapcaster Mage. So Relic is this kind of card that while it doesn't beat the unfair decks as much, it can still be brought in against the fair decks. So oftentimes I went like one Rest in Peace, one Relic, but maybe two Rest in Peace is just where you need to be, and then you just fight the fair decks the fair way. I'm not sure. With that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you realized how powerful Opt is. The fact that we could just go keep up Snapcaster Mage, okay, nothing happened, let's go Snap Opt. Then on our turn, jam Saheeli. It's just this whole tempo game, and it's definitely where we want to be with this deck at least. Whether we want to play 4 of each, that's going to be tested down the road. I'll be testing down the road and see. Maybe the second Wall of Omens is better than the 4th Serum Visions. I don't know. Maybe a 22nd land is better than the 4th Serum Visions. Like, excuse me, like I said, I don't know. But I'm excited. Whoa, excuse me. I'm very, very excited to test it out. I think this archetype is going to go far. I'm going to go far, especially in the hands of a strong pilot, which I consider myself to be. So I'm excited to move forward with this deck and take it to a tournament in the near future. So if you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. I want to thank each and every one of you that, take your time out of your day to watch the videos, to comment, to subscribe. All of you are what make it worth it to keep making content. It really, really helps me. As this kind of both hobby and way to share my ideas and communicate with the community. All of that just makes me really very happy. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys probably in less than a week, where I'll test out another build with Opt. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.